Multiple sources are telling CBS News DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is facing internal backlash over her role in the immigration operations in Minnesota. Now, we're told she was at the White House yesterday where she faced questions about her department's handling of the deadly shootings involving federal agents. Sources also tell CBS News Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino is set to leave the Minneapolis area. Some agents will also leave with him, we understand. Now, this shift follows public outcry over the killing of Alex Pretti. It's the second deadly shooting of a U.S. citizen by a federal agent in fewer than 3 weeks. As the White House reckons with the ongoing fallout, President Trump says he's had good conversations with both Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz yesterday. He also said progress is being made. Meantime, the state and federal government are leading dueling investigations into what exactly happened. New revelations about the handling of evidence are raising concerns about the credibility of the federal probe. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara told CBS News' Matt Gutman people there have concerns.
People are losing faith that the federal government can be capable of enforcing federal law and doing it professionally and without widespread constitutional violations.
We've got team coverage for you on this morning. Anna Schechter is following the shooting investigation. Specifically, CBS News correspondent Ian Lee is on the ground there in Minneapolis. But let's begin with Natalie Brand, who has some fresh new reporting for us from the White House. Natalie, good morning. What can you tell us about the relationship between the administration and Secretary Noem?
Yeah, good morning, Errol. Over the past 24 hours, we've seen what appears to be a significant change in tone and also strategy following the intense public backlash and scrutiny of this latest incident, the shooting of Alex Pretti. And we've learned that here at the White House yesterday, sources tell CBS News there was a meeting between the administration and Secretary Noem, who has been facing some questions about her handling of Saturday's shooting. And we've also learned while she's expected to keep her job, her focus now is expected to shift from interior enforcement operations to securing the southern border and other priorities. We're expecting to learn maybe more about this today, but what we do know is the president's border czar, Tom Homeland, is going to be headed to Minneapolis to kind of take over operations there. This is someone who the administration points to worked for the Obama administration. There's a belief that he can work with Democratic leaders in the state to hopefully take the temperature down. This follows those 2 phone calls that the president had yesterday with Governor Tim Walz and also Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey over the incident. Those phone calls described as good. So there are certainly operational changes on the ground. CBS News has also learned that Border Patrol agents, some of them will be leaving the state, as well as that outspoken commander, Gregory Bovino, who, over the weekend, there was a lot of criticism over very sharp statements that Bovino and Secretary Noem made regarding Alex Pretti. The White House press secretary was actually pressed on that point yesterday. Take a listen.
Secretary Noem said Alex Pretti committed an act of domestic terrorism. Stephen Miller labeled Pretti a domestic terrorist. Does the president agree with them?
Look, as I've said, I have not heard the president characterize Mr. Pretti in that way. However, I have heard the president say he wants to let the facts in the investigation lead itself.
So again, a lot to watch today as Homeland heads to Minneapolis and we begin to see some of these changes and reductions on the ground. That's, of course, obviously something that the governor and mayor have been pushing for as well.
All right, Natalie Brand with our top stories there at the White House. Natalie, thank you.